Tailgate King Special Edition.
What is up, everybody? This is the Tailgate Kings. This is Dr. Dye and the Kid. We're here with another breakthrough interview for you guys. We got another good friend onto the show. Listen, if you guys like the pro wrestling interview we had last week with Vladimir Koloff, Big Bad Vladdy Daddy, I think you're gonna love this one this week. This week we've got the Bayou Independent Wrestling Deep South Heritage Champion. We've got the Elite Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. He is the leader of the YEET Nation. He is the master of the froggy elbow. Mr. Ain't No Way. Mr. Born Ready Like Fish and Spaghetti. He is Rey effing Fury. What's up, bro? How you been?
What's going on, man? Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Everything I said in our messages back and forth was genuine. Really excited to have you on the show. I think that people are going to eat this up the way they, love you anywhere you go. So a lot of these guys, that are learning about Rey Fury don't know what Rey Fury's been doing the last few years. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to have you on the show, bro. I really do appreciate you giving us your time.
Man, it's an honor, man. Thank y'all for having me, man, for sure.
Absolutely, bro. Look, let's get down to business. Let's talk about some stuff you got going on in your career. Let's talk about some recent matches you've had in these last few events. Did you wrestle this weekend? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Man, so this weekend I was in Summerall, Mississippi, at Summerall High School, and I threw it down with Zane BTY Stevens. Shout out to Zane. We had, man, probably like 3 or 4 matches, and we always knock it down every time we get in the ring with each other.
Did you walk away with the dub?
Man, he rolled me up, he grabbed the tights, but he tried to attack me again after the match. I hit him with a smooth cutter and then froggy elbow off the top. Send everybody home happy.
Hey, that's what we do. That froggy elbow, man. That froggy elbow is crazy. Not a lot of people kicked out of that, huh?
Huh?
Not a lot of people kicked out of that
in your
tag career. Man, I got to talk about a match you had recently, this year as well. A guy we talked to last week that I mentioned, Vladimir Koloff. You guys had a big championship match recently, and he was really vocal about not only the fact that he came out on top in that match, but he was really respectful of you regardless because of how big of a match it was for his career. So I know that he came out on top in that, but how did you feel about that match with Koloff?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, shout out to Vladimir Koloff. He's been a nemesis for the last few years, and we was originally supposed to wrestle right up to COVID in 2020, but it never happened. So when we finally got in the ring with each other in a one-on-one match, we definitely delivered, and we went, I think, about 25-30 minutes for Lost Art of Wrestling, and it was a banger. We went at it. It was hard hitting. It was all over the arena. Big time moves. He was actually the first time. He's actually the first guy to ever kick out of a froggy elbow, and so I tip my hat to him. He deserved the dub, and I appreciate him for that match, because even after he won, man, I had so much respect for him. I handed him over the title, and I just gave him the blessing, like, hey, man, a lot of people sleep on this part of the South, but they need to recognize, there's talent here too, and we got to go out there and show them.
There's some crazy talent that's come out of the South. I mean, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. I mean, that whole Gulf Coast right there brings a ridiculous amount of talent. There's so many guys that if you don't go to these shows like this, you'll never see the amount of talent that's truly out there. And that's what I love about you guys, you and Koloff. You guys are two of the guys that it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people, it doesn't matter if there's 500 or 50 or 10. Like, you guys got everybody's eyes, and you guys make them feel like they're a whole arena. And that's big between you guys, man. And I got to see some of the footage from y'all's match, and it was great. So let's talk about some other matches you've had this year, maybe some of your favorite matches. I'm sure that Koloff one, even though it's a loss, is up there for this year. But let's talk about some other matches that have been your favorites from this past year.
Man, one of my favorite matches this year, It's probably was with Caleb Conley and Matt Taven. I wrestled Matt Taven over here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And it was good bringing wrestling back to Vicksburg Coliseum. And so when we main evented, it felt like, it was big time feel, those seats, it fits about 1,200 people in there, and just to know that the likes of like Andre the Giant, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, those kind of guys wrestled there back in the days, it brought a nostalgic feeling to me, so that was definitely one of my favorite matches this year.
Yeah, dude, I forgot about the Matt Taven match. I remember seeing that because that was before I started going back to shows. And I remember thinking like, damn, I wish I could have been there for that match, bro. I know that place was crazy. I know that match was fun. I really wish I could have been there for that. But I remember seeing it and I was like, damn, man, that's a big match for Ray. And I mean, big match for Matt Taven too. Shoot. So you guys I know tore the house down. So we talk about your favorite matches from this year. You talk about some of those, but who are some guys you're still looking to get in there with? We've seen guys like, I mean, Braxton Hunter. We'll talk. I'm trying to get him on next week if I'm being 100% transparent with you. He just had a huge win this past weekend, and he recently released a list of some guys that he wants right now. So who are some of those guys that you still want that maybe you haven't had a chance to step in there with, or that you want again?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Braxton Hunter, man. He was on a little hiatus for a minute. And now he's back. He's back in full swing. And congratulations on winning that on the cup, winning the tournament. It's a great way to come back. So shout out to Brax, man. I love you, man. If you're hearing this, nothing but love. But man, some guys that I might want to wrestle. It's tough, man.
Just think about it a little bit, and if a name comes to your head, I know that fans that are at the shows, they've more than likely got dream matches in their head, that they want to see you still compete against. Let's talk about it. Since this is our first time having you on, let's talk about another show. I'm throwing you a little curveball here. Let's talk about a show you recently had, and that was for Pro Wrestling 225, their last event for Endgame. Again, unfortunately, coming off a loss in that, I think that everybody expected you were the fan favorite, of course, right? You step into the arena and the place goes nuts for you typically. This time, unfortunately, came away with a loss. If I remember, there was some shenanigans in that match as well, so little upper hand there for them. But what are you looking forward to? Are we going to see you back in 225 soon?
Man, I'm not sure yet, man, but it was definitely fun getting back to the Pro Wrestling 225 and wrestling Edge Stone there. That was the second time I think we wrestled, and he's gotten so much better from the last time I wrestled him, man. He's grown a lot. But man, I would love to get back down there just to mix it up with a few guys that I haven't touched yet. So I don't know. We'll have to see what the end of the year looks like.
That's probably a lot of the matches that I'm thinking of off the top of my head where we could see those, right, in 225. There's a lot of young up and coming guys who are really making those leaps right now that even if you haven't faced off against them yet, I know some people would like to see, but also those guys that we've seen you against. Like, I know that people want to see that Koloff match again. I know that people want to see like a Rey Fury and Wild Thing match, maybe a Rey Fury and Christian Blake match. There's a lot of matches out there that I know a lot of these guys want to see. So you in 225, I think, is just a good recipe for success, and I hope that we get to see you more there in the future. Let's talk about some upcoming dates you got other than 225. I don't know what upcoming dates that you can announce just yet because, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of backstage stuff that you can't really reveal until they give you the green light to say. But rumor innuendo, you're going up to an NWA taping pretty soon, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I've been heading over there to Tennessee a lot lately. And most of the guys that I run into up there, they're already affiliated with NWA, but I kind of got invited a few weeks ago to head up there to the taping, so I'm gonna see how that shakes out, see if I could move the pencil and politic a little bit, you know what I mean? And see if I could get maybe a match or something in there, but shooters gonna shoot, and that's what I intend to do, and we'll see how it shakes out.
hey man, you miss all the shots you don't take. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So hey, you got to put yourself out there. You know what that's like. You got to
Yep.
put yourself out there so they can see you. And I hope they get a chance to see you, man. I hope you get that opportunity because they would just be seeing what we've been seeing this whole time. So I hope that you get that shot, bro.
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I'm not trying to work a 9 to 5. I want this to be my 9 to 5, you know? So,
100%, bro. And there's not many guys that I've met in my, in my part of the business that I've been a part of when it comes to the social media aspect, right? There's not a lot of guys that I've met that, and I'm not blowing smoke, just talking, but there's not a lot of guys that I've met that connect with the crowd the way that you do and just like get it and have held multiple heavyweight championships and held a company down for a long time. Like I remember your Elevate days, bro. I remember those matches against Serpentico. Trust, I remember all those matches, bro. So I was there for a lot of those.
yeah,
So I hope they get the chance to see what the Gulf Coast has been seeing for a long, long, long time, brother.
thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, look, before we let you get out of here, let's talk about some football, bro. We talked a little bit before we got on the pod, before we started recording. So you used to be a Pats fan, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I used to be a Pats fan, man. You know, I was and look, I'm from New York, so that's kind of it's weird rooting for a Boston team, right? From being from New York, because we supposed to hate Boston. But the reason why I started liking the Pats was because of Tom Brady, and I just kept betting against Tom Brady, and he kept making me feel stupid. So at a certain point, I'm like, man, that guy's the truth. I can't bet against that man anymore. So I became a Brady fan, and after that, once he got kicked out the back door and he went to Tampa, I moved to Tampa Bay. So unfortunately, the GOAT retired, so I'm at a crossroads, man. I really don't have an NFL team, and I'm gonna talk from the other side of my mouth, man. I was loving Drew Brees before he retired, and
Mm.
I just love the way he approaches the game and how he carries himself. I say, you know what, man? If Tom Brady was retired this year, I'm riding with Brees, man. That's a good guy. And then he ends up retiring, so I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know which way to go, man. I need some help.
Yeah, I feel you. So you said Breeze before we started. You said there were a few other quarterbacks you like. Who else? Or do you play fantasy too? Do you play
No, I
fantasy
don't.
football? Okay. I had to ask. We got fantasy is a big part of our pod. But who are some of those other quarterbacks you like? Like one or two guys that you really like right now?
Man, man, I like Patrick Mahomes, man. That boy's a cheat
Yeah,
code.
yeah,
But
he is, bro.
it's it's insane, man. I compare him to like Curry right now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He's just doing a lot of things that we're not used to seeing, and he's having fun out there, like he in the backyard throwing that ball. But I like Patrick Mahomes, and I really thought the Bills were gonna take it for the last 2 years. I had them winning the whole damn thing, but they just came up short. So I really like what the Bills are doing over there, man. So I don't know. I don't know. I might have to ride with them and get me a Hamlin jersey this year.
Hey, there you go. Hey, mad respect for that dude. Yeah, hey, you're not the only guy that's been big on the Bills. We've been talking the Bills up for the last 3 seasons, right?
Really?
And they can't seem to get over that hump, right? Whatever it may be. But no, you're right about Pat Mahomes, bro. We sing his praises every season. He's the best quarterback in the league and has been probably for a few years now. I know you're saying Brady the GOAT and everything before he retired, and sure, I definitely get that. But like most talented skill quarterback in the league is Mahomes, bro, for sure. So I get the love there. He's
Yeah.
he's one of a kind. He's truly one of a kind.
Hey, Ray,
Yeah.
you mentioned you got to get a Hamlin jersey. Let's talk merchandising really fast.
Oh man.
Like, what's it like having your that ring buddy after you? What how do you feel about that sort of thing? How cool is that?
Oh, the dolls,
Yeah, the little plushes. Yeah.
the plus, yeah, the slam buddies, yeah,
Slam
man,
buddies, yeah.
yeah. Hey, look, I ordered them. They should be coming in next week, but they look super cool, and I'm stoked about them. I already got about 10 or 11 pre-orders. So as soon as they get here, I'm heading straight to UPS. But man, they look cool as hell. I love them. If you guys want to check them out, go head over to my social medias, Rey Fury on Facebook or Rey Fury Official on Instagram. You can pre-order one right now. But yeah, man, they're super cool. I had some before. I had some small ones, some 22-inch ones, and I had some 40-inch plus dolls in the past. And I used to ride around in my passenger seat with him, and I used to put the seatbelt on him and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember those, bro. I remember those being at shows. I remember everybody freaking out about them. I think I gotta grab me one this time around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's fun that I can just get him again. But yeah, man, I take my merch game pretty serious, man. I try to have a lot of things going on.
For sure, bro. Hey, well, look, I'm gonna let you get out of here. I appreciate you giving us your time. And one more time, I know you just dropped them a second ago, but one more time, let everybody know where they can find you on all your socials, so that way they know where to see where you're going next.
Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Rey Fury, the Fury Factory, Instagram and Twitter, Rey Fury Official. And if you want to get me on Facebook, it's Rey Fury with 2 Y's. Don't ask Y's with 2 Y's, and Facebook's being weird, but yeah, follow me on there and you'll be updated with all the new merch dropping, and you can find out what city I'm in next. Yeet, yeet.
All right, bro. Hey, well, look, I appreciate you. We'll be in contact soon. Good luck on the NWA tapings. If nothing else, have some fun, bro. I know it's going to be a great experience for you, and it's a good networking opportunity for you. So really happy for you, bro. I appreciate you giving us the time.
Of course, man. Thank you guys for having me on here. It means a lot.
Absolutely, bro. And look, for the Tailgate Kings, this is The Kid along with Dr. Dye and Rey Fury, and we are out.